for today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting day. We're recording this on September the 12th, 2025. And we started giving the dates quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's important. So these are sort of like, entry logs.
Yeah. Yeah.
The events that's going on in this period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Captain's log.
Captain's log. Oh God, what number? We're on a big number right now.
Yeah. We have determined that the ship is actually Noah's Ark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we have got it's crazy.
We got a bunch of cats and one dog.
And a dog.
With too many animals.
Yeah. For a tiny ship, it certainly seems that way.
There was a Noah's Ark game.
Uh-huh.
And you had to basically slingshot these animals.
Oh, no. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And that was to sedate them, to get them into whatever section.
Get them into the... well, yeah, I can see that. I can see how that could have been necessary.
I think that's what it was. I hope that's what it... I know you just slingshot the animals.
Oh, but it's been such an interesting day, and at least there was enough lightness to where we could have some levity.
Mm-hmm.
Because in amongst the tragedy, there was also a lot of healing and people joining together, and it was very much a collective experience amongst believers.
Yeah.
That you could feel it. And it's like people, as far as the not sleeping thing that one night, that was more than just as far as watching the video and different things like that. That was a spiritual call. I knew that. Other people don't. There's people that had not prayed for years, had not had, any kind of belief that's wanting to strengthen their faith. So there have been some wonderful things from that. Over on X, which is a really, as far as pulse of people. Now, I'm very selective, as far as my feed, because I do that to protect myself. Mm-hmm. And so mine was not as horrific as some of the other people's. I don't know why. They have options to select what they want that comes across their feed, just like I did.
They do, but at the same time, not everybody does that.
Well, that's, where you have to be selective. And if you have the option, why would you not? So, and then people's like, why is this coming across? Because you've not, even as digital immigrant as I am, if I can figure out how to do that, then other people can.
Well, yeah, but it's a matter of, sometimes it's cumbersome, a little bit cumbersome to do that.
Well, that's the reason, as far as, I don't have any kind of profile thing other than the picture. Because I was dragged onto X kicking and screaming.
What was it? Something triggered you and you were like, I need to speak about this.
Oh, that was because that YouTube decided to yeet that one video and give us a strike.
Oh,
and the video had been from years previous. That's why. And I had no way to let pirates know what was going on.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like a political something.
No, what it was, the video that got yeeted was where I had said, relayed information that I had heard on Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
And other news sources.
Yeah. And even cited my sources as far as, yes, I heard this from here. And it just, because it is the way that it is. And, the X thing has not, if you use that as a tool, like anything else, it can be good or it can be bad. I like the fact that I can communicate directly with elected people. Or somebody within their office.
Yeah,
that somebody could sit there and go, no, you're on blast right now.
Yeah, the fact that they're so accessible at this point.
They should always be accessible to the public.
Should be, but...
That's the whole thing.
They've tried so hard and put up so many things to try to keep themselves private.
public servants. Mm-hmm. That means that they need to work with the public.
They don't view it that way anymore.
Oh, well, that's the reason a lot of them are on blast on some of this stuff, to sit there and go, no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Mm-hmm. They viewed it as, oh, we're not going to, this is not a doing these people a favor, doing these people a service. This is, I want to run the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like they're elected, and so now they get access to all the lobbyists and all that stuff like that, and that's how we get sold out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
And a lot of that stuff needs to end.
Oh,
but
yeah.
There were so many tributes to Charlie Kirk that were so positive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there were young people that were sharing their story, where they had been inspired by him. Just some incredible things. And it has been an emotional roller coaster. And I'm exhausted. I'll just flat out tell you, I am exhausted. Because whatever this was that has happened, it wasn't out there. It was personal. Because it was somebody within the body of Christ that was removed. And that happens every day, I get that. But this was somebody that had been a voice that was changing lives. And so that, it's not that there's a gap. It's just that other people will step up to the plate now. And that was exactly one of the messages that Charlie had. He knew, and it's like to have the courage to do what he did. It's not a matter of replacing him. Nobody can. Nobody can replace anybody else. It's an individual.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, there were a lot of things that were just incredible. I know that there on the 13th when this will be released, because it's how we, schedule the videos we record the night before. And that they're going to have a peaceful demonstration over there in the UK. And that they had held vigils.
Mm-hmm.
And that this one group there in London, that they were the Maori. I love those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that they had done, is the Haka, is that the name of it?
Yeah, they did the Haka.
In tribute. Mm-hmm. And that one, I didn't quite boo-hoo, but it was close.
That one was a powerful one.
Yeah. It was powerful. And like I said, there are so many wonderful things if you take the time to actually read. And that's basically what I do. And that's what I've done for a long time, because it's what I can do, is read. And one of the posts that I found, and I wasn't familiar with this gentleman. I've had people come across my feed that I've never heard of before. And that's okay. Because that's newness. That's newness of thought and idea and experience that I can learn from. Mm-hmm. And this gentleman, and I will put the link in the description box, his, whatever they call it, page, and this particular post.
Yeah.
And his name is John, and I don't know if it's not an A, but it's kind of like that. Konrad the V, that or it's a V. I don't know. One or the other. And it says, this is his post. Yesterday, for the first time, I turned my back on a liberal neighbor and walked away for Charlie. I get asked daily by conservatives how I can possibly live in the most liberal town in the most liberal state. Truth is, I've always been fascinated by how they think. I usually just laugh at the irritational takes, but a single gunshot drained all curiosity and humor out of me. He simply asked how I was. I said I was sad. He asked why. It's 9/11. My dad was FDNY, which I assume is the fire department in New York. And yesterday I lost a friend. His face softened. I'm sorry. I didn't want to cry, so I backpedaled. It's okay. We weren't close. Just spoke a few times, but he felt like a good friend. Who was it? He asked. Charlie Kirk. Empathy turned to anger, like I tricked him. Well, I don't know him, and I don't care what happens to him. But he was my friend. I'm your friend. Isn't that enough to care? He pivoted to politics, gun violence, assault weapon bans. You people. He said it was a bolt action rifle. He didn't care. He said he didn't care about Charlie, even though Charlie was a father, a friend, a believer. No, he said, but his body language betrayed him. He did care. Then, I don't want to talk politics. I'm not, I said. I lost a friend with a wife and 2 beautiful daughters. Again, I don't care. So I turned and walked away. He could have changed the subject, asked me about my dad and 9/11 instead, but he was fixated on political drama, not true empathy. Some Republicans will say I should have stood my ground, yelled, fought back, told him off. Some Democrat friends will say I should have leaned in harder with empathy and spent time getting him to understand my point of view. But here's the truth. I'm done. Done debating, done convincing, done trying to win them over. Charlie lived that. He spoke truth with compassion, even behind enemy lines. He never saw Democrats as the enemy. He saw Americans missing key pieces of the truth. He gave empathy and respect coupled with hard truths until his last dying breath. He was a better man than me, better than most of us, and now he's gone. I'm not a great man, Charlie. I'm a captain in the U.S. Merchant Marine. We don't talk or seek glory or fame. Don't ask for thanks or forgiveness. We just move cargo. Lots of cargo. Our motto is simple. Acta non verba. Actions, not words. So why don't I fight harder in my own neighborhood? Why do I let it go when the neighbors take down my flag on No King's Day? Why do I remove the Trump magnet on my Tesla when I get home? Because the consequences are real. They don't just punish me. My kids will suffer for the sins of the father. But as the man said, he doesn't care. That's the line I won't let them cross. And because I do not have the courage of Charlie. But gratitude for Charlie demands something more. Something bigger than my town, which isn't going to change. Debate is over. Tears are over. The time for action is here. Not violence, not riots, not theatrics. Political action. Votes, campaign cash, pink slips across D.C., crowds of conservatives in every GOP office in Congress demanding they stop doing TV appearances and start playing hardball. Laws flipped at local, state, and federal levels. A dozen Scott Preslers in every California and Vermont farm town and every NYC church, raising Christians to vote out Sanders, Newsom, AOC, and Mamdani. An army of white hats exposing criminal NGOs with Mike Benz, Data Republican, and a phalanx of lawyers volunteering for Will Chamberlain to get convictions. Mass action against every Marxist policy. We will not out-scream them. We will out-organize them. You can literally debate until your last dying breath and nothing will change. They don't care, and there is no way to change the mind of an apathetic man. The time for debate is over. We must speak softly and start carrying a big stick. Acta non verba for Charlie. Powerful, heartfelt. This is what we need more of.
Yeah.
And to be able to share that with our Podling Pirates. And it's like, I have the tattoo on my wrist, a G quote Aegeus. And so I very well I'll have to figure out a spot for it to have it inked on my skin, acta non verba. Because for me, what I equated that with the scripture, faith without works is dead. Same thing. If you're doing, that's the main thing. Then people will ask why you are doing. And that in itself can open the door. Simple acts of kindness, to help somebody. It's like if you see somebody that's older, ask them if they need assistance with their groceries or whatever it is, to give a kind word or a smile or whatever. That is what we are supposed to be doing. We are doers. We are believers, but it is to go out and do. We have work to be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there is this amazing, and I've been praying for revival for a very, very long time, because that's what changes hearts and minds.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it here? And it's just different than I thought that it would appear. But not so much, because that there were groups of people, of believers, gathering together, praying over the past couple of days. And the thing is to not let these movements die out, to let them carry over. They will transform. I mean, because you cannot carry that sadness or whatever. But this is where to encourage each other, to reform friendships and communities and different things like that. That's what makes the difference, and with God at the center. Because people have seen what happens to the world without it.
Oh, yeah, and it completely went to fucking shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Completely.
Absolutely.
We need God.
That's it. Inside everyone is a God-shaped hole that nothing else will fill. Mm-hmm. And so, great respect to Mr. Konrad, and which he'll never know that this video was made. But it doesn't matter, because I read it and I shared it.
Yep.
Do you want to tell people where we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also, check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, at Rolanda COCWS. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good.
Yeah. Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. Mm-hmm. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yep.
Bye.